Let's begin with Indoctrination, which is a particularly insidious form of abuse because you're trapped by the love for the thing that's hurting you. As your abuser becomes synonymous with goodness and purpose, you serve them because it feels like the highest expression of who you are. For Shadowheart, this manifests as her Shar cult, a system where pain literally serves as proof of your self-worth. The cult's mechanism of control, child abduction, is so complete that she can't even remember she's being controlled. After all, you can't rebel against something you can't remember. The disgusting brilliance of the memory erasure is how Shar frames it as a test by telling Shadowheart that her memories were removed to protect the mission and keep her pure. Which is a betrayal so foundational, she mistakes it for care. And so by robbing her of the language she needs to identify her abuse, the branding of her hand just becomes something she accepts to prove her devotion to the Lady of Loss. You and Dame Aelin have to shatter that mental framework, and when her memory returns, she begins to understand her victimhood, which leads her to a fundamental crisis of meaning, because without Shar, who is she? But her path's not as simple as rejecting the evil cult and embracing her freedom. In fact, Shadowheart doesn't become independent at all in the good ending. Instead, she replaces one authority structure with another, shifting her devotion to Selûne, who's still a goddess that demands faith and service, but the quality of that authority figure is far gentler, offering illumination and connection to others. The genius of this narrative decision is that it realizes why cults have an appeal, because freedom is terrifying, and they offer a framework to help you understand what your life means. So if Shadowheart was simply freed from Shar's influence, the overwhelming sense of chaos would petrify her, but by giving her a more wholesome figure to worship, she maintains the structure that she's known all her life and can channel it into something positive. The alternative path of her becoming a dark justiciar has her receive her memories back so she can choose whether to kill her parents, because this is Shar's ultimate test of loyalty, that even if her agency is restored, will she destroy her only connection to her old life as proof she belongs wholly to her goddess. What's devastating about this is that after she commits this unspeakable act, Shar blesses her once again by erasing those memories, and so all the suffering, doubt, and moral weight is wiped clean as she returns to her life of perfect obedience with the noose pulled ever tighter.